Trinidad and Tobago is entering its second peak in the wet season, which traditionally happens in November. But we've had a very wet October, but not record-breaking. Still, the record is back in 1988. But this October had the 9th highest rainfall ever since records began in 1946. But it was nearly the wettest this century, back in 2000. But for the most part, we'll continue to see a lot of cloudiness as we go through Tobago. A lot of the showers coming by during the day may well turn heavy or thundery, so be mindful about that. There is a possibility of a street or flash flooding in some of those downpours. And also, similarly for Trinidad as well, possibility of a few of those heavier bursts coming in, favouring the hills of the northern range as we go through Valencia, Rima, out towards Day Mountain and Maraval as well. Obviously, the hillier parts of the country will likely see a lot more of the unstable atmospheric coming into play, bringing you a bit more in terms of some of those heavier bursts. So therefore, it will likely put a damper on the temperatures, possibly no higher than 32 degrees Celsius in Trinidad, 30 in Tobago. But still out there, the northerly swells persist, so be mindful about those. They continue from the north-northeast at 11 seconds, with a slight to moderate chop of 1.5 meters as you go through the Atlantic, but with the more gentle northeasterly winds of 10 knots, but it could be gusting up to 20 or 25 knots, especially in those offshore thunder showers. Now, for the rest of the week, the cloudy and unstable conditions will persist. We'll have a second trough coming by on a Sunday, hence the reason why you can see the darker clouds there, possibility of longer spells of rain continuing from Sunday and going into Monday. So that's your weather, and that's it from me.